Here now, Andy McCarthy, former assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. He's a Fox Business contributor. He, like me, has watched every minute of these hearings today. What is your takeaway so far, Andy, of these hearings? And any reaction, because you wrote in advance about the accusations by Senator Hawley regarding these sentencings on child pornography, but just your one big takeaway from today so far.
Well, it's a much more substantive discussion with the nominee, Dagan, than I expected it was going to be. Usually they're very guarded. I've found that Judge Jackson is actually pretty willing to discuss almost anything. She's got a few dodges and go-to evasions when she gets into some tight spots. But for the most part, it's been a pretty illuminating hearing. And she's obviously a gifted, intelligent person. She's made a good impression that way. She's a very linear thinker. She's got good command of the law. I think there's a big dodge here in connection with her judicial philosophy, which is the thing that's the main issue with these hearings. It's not really about competence anymore. It's about what is the judge going to do on the bench, because the court is now intruded in so many areas of our lives, and it does make a lot of political policy, it seems. So when she gets asked about philosophy, she changes to methodology. So every time they ask her, like, are you an originalist? Do you believe in the living Constitution? All that stuff. She kind of pivots to what she calls her methodology. And it's really, it is a dodge, because she says that her methodology includes figuring out what the law is that applies to the case and applying it. Well, you know, your judicial philosophy is, how do you figure out what the law is? Right. And that's what we kind of need to pin her down on.
Did you hear the exchange between Judge Brown Jackson and Ben Sasse, the senator? It was like a short while ago, because she started giving a description of what, started talking about the originalist methodology or philosophy. Right. And it was pretty impressive the way she explained it.
Yep. Yep. It was, and she had a good description of what Justice Scalia's view of the law was, which is that you have to enforce the original understanding of whether it's the Constitution or a statute at the time that it's adopted. And she gave a very good description of that. What I would caution people, and Dagan, I'm saying this because I have to caution myself when I hear a progressive judge get up there and sound like Justice Scalia.
Right.
A confirmation hearing is not a contract. Nothing she says here is enforceable. She could sound like Justice Scalia, but if she gets up there and acts like Justice Sotomayor, you don't get to bring her back, you know? So, I think she's given some impressive answers, but I don't think people should think that that means that you now have some kind of commitment from her about how she's going to judge when she's on the court.
Before we go, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse made time, of course, for his usual soliloquy on dark money. Listen to this, and I want to get your reaction.
A lot was said in this room yesterday about dark money by our Republican friends, to the point where one of the headlines about yesterday read, "Republicans hammer dark money groups." And I'll be the first to concede that there is dark money on both sides. There is a difference, I believe, between a dark money interest rooting for someone and right-wing dark money interests having a role in actually picking the last 3 Supreme Court justices.
Well, Andy, before we go, Demand Justice is an organization, a dark money organization on the left, liberals. Jen Psaki worked for him. Paige Herwig, who is Biden's point person on judicial nominations, once worked for Demand Justice. This organization, to quote Matt Whitlock, bullied Breyer into retirement, leaked his announcement to speed it up, attacked others on Biden's short list, and then spent millions of ads on Ketanji Brown Jackson. But Sheldon Whitehouse is going to act like none of that exists.
Yeah, you know, Dagan, the amount of money that's sluicing through these progressive networks is capacious. it is daunting compared to the money that's running around on the right. And I would just point out, why do you think we have all these progressive prosecutors across the country who aren't enforcing the law? It's because they came in and overwhelmed all these races with money to get their people installed in these positions. So to hear people complaining about dark money on the right when we see before our own eyes that the laws of the country are not being enforced because of the dark money on the left, I just have to scratch my head.
I called Senator Whitehouse the Judge Schmales of the Senate. Spalding! I'll do that. I'll do that all day long, Mr. McCarthy. Thank you so much for being here. Terrific insight. Thank you again, my friend, Andy
Thanks,
McCarthy.
Dagan.